All right, Dale. So how this works is we are going to ask each other a series of random hypotheticals or things that are happening right now in the hockey world or with the Toronto Maple Leafs or just anything in life. It's either a wet puck, which means good because we like the puck wet. We like it sliding. We like it going in.
Doesn't get better than a wet puck.
No, a wet puck is what you want. Dry stick? No.
Does not get worse than a dry stick.
If you got a dry stick, you can't move it. You can't put it in. You can't stick handle. So many things go wrong with the dry stick. We saw Austin Matthews had a dry stick on the breakaway in overtime the other night. What happened when he got a new shaft and a wet puck?
That's right. You know how you make a dry stick better? You spit on it and you make it wet.
Don't they use I used to use when I was a kid, I used to use a candle and I would like rub wax on
it. Yeah, we got to wax. You used to wax the twig. You used to wax your fucking
used to twig. Wax. I used to have this big like candle and I used to just wax the twig because you didn't want a dry stick. Got to wax it up.
I used to just tape it up at the base.
I'm talking after you tape it.
Oh, after you tape. Oh, yeah. No, you
rub the wax on
I just used to really like to tape around the base, like just get it nice and firm, make sure it was nice and hard and ready to go. You just tape around keep rolling that tape around the base.
Oh, right at the base?
Yeah, right at the base.
One of our all-time listeners, Rusty, good friend of ours, good friend of the show.
Shout out, Rusty. We love you.
I texted Rusty like 2 weeks ago because I took my son to hockey and noticed that everybody's taping their stick completely taped. Like the entire blade.
Really?
Is taped. I never did that. So I texted Rusty and I'm like,
no,
because he still plays all the time. And I said, do you do this? He's like, oh yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah. He's like, I tape her toe to heel.
What?
Toe to heel.
Okay. I guess I'm out of the fucking loop because I am not aware of this.
So I had to like take the tape off my kid's stick and retape it toe to heel.
Okay.
Like, completely taped.
What is with that? Someone send us a email. Let us know. I don't know. What is with that? Do you know? The big boys aren't doing that.
Oh, they do. I've been looking at their sticks during the games. They are all taping.
Okay.
You remember the old days?
That's not what I saw.
Like, guys would put just a little bit of tape in the middle. Now they go the complete.
Okay. I'm going to have to pay more attention, I guess, because this is new to me. Like,
well, Rusty said that's we got. He says it protects it from the moisture.
Okay.
So toe to heel. But anyway, It's wet puck or dry stick. Sorry, we got off track there. Dale, you go first.
All right. We've kind of hit on some of these things that I've got here already, but we'll just kind of reiterate and I'll throw them out there and we'll see what's up. So first one for you, Chatty, wet puck or dry stick. The Toronto Maple Leafs will have at least one forward outside of the big boys, the core four, that will score at least 20 goals this season. Wet puck or dry stick.
I've got to go dry stick. I mean, we're 16 games into an 82 game season, so we're almost 20% done the year. And there's nobody in the secondary scoring who's anywhere close to the 20 goal pace.
Outside of the top four, I believe the next highest goal scorer on the team is Cachet and Bunting, and they each have 4. So
right, and Cachet's been on a little hot streak. Bunting, so he would have to get 16. They'd have to get 16 more goals. They're just. I'm going to go dry stick. I don't see it happening. Maybe 8, maybe 18, maybe 17.
I think this team will be hard pressed to have anybody outside the top 4, the big 4, that scores 20 goals. I'm dry stick. I don't think it happens.
Cachet has scored 4 goals in the first 16 games, but he has had 3 in the last 3. Would you be completely surprised if he had no goals in the next 5? Or 6, I don't know, 7.
No, I wouldn't be surprised, but the way I do like the way he's playing. It looks like he's got.
But it could happen.
He could be the guy, but I'm not counting on it. I'm just. Yeah, no, I agree. So I'm dry stick on this big time. I don't think it. You'll have someone get to 15, maybe even like you said, 17, 18. I don't think anybody outside the core 4 gets to 20 goals this season. I just don't fucking see it.
All right. Well, I'm going to go into mine.
Yep.
We already touched on this. I didn't know we were going to go so deep on this on the podcast, so I apologize. We're kind of repeating ourselves, but anyway, Dale, wet puck or dry stick? The Leafs goaltending tandem of Jack Campbell and Peter Mrazek will be the goaltending tandem that finishes the season.
Man, I mean, there's just so many.
We already talked a lot about it.
I know it's so hard to call that, like with Mrazek's health, to finish the season.
Like, do you think Peter Mrazek? Do you think they make a trade for a goalie, or do you think they're gonna? This is a wet puck. These guys will get it together.
Here's where I'm gonna go with this, just to try to be positive on it. I am hoping. I'm gonna say that Mrazek comes back. The groin is gonna be okay. They'll find some type of load management situation for Jack. I'm going to go wet puck. Yeah, I think it will be Mrazek and it will be Campbell. I think they'll
look at you. Look at you being all optimistic.
I know. Yeah, I'm going wet puck on that. I'm going wet puck on that.
That's not like you.
No, but Peter, stop using your fucking feet. Come on, figure that shit out, man.
You want to whip your clock? Use your hand.
Yeah, you got to use the hands, buddy. So wet puck. Where are you at there then?
I think they're going to make a trade for a goalie.
So you're going dry stick on this?
Yeah, I'm going dry stick on this. I honestly believe that there's just no time to waste. There is no time to waste with this team.
Holy fuck. I can't believe I'm playing the optimist here.
I know. And I'm usually the guy who's always looking at the bright side.
Man,
I'm the guy who for 3 years has been defending William Nylander, not just on this podcast, but to friends, to people online. I'm like, this guy's great. This guy's great. Now it's like, oh, we love Willie.
I've come around a lot on Willie, but especially like when as soon as you rock the stash, it's over. You're in my good books.
When he signed that,
never
when Willie signed the contract, I remember doing this podcast and we were talking about it and we debated it. And I said it's a great contract, and people were like, "It's a fucking terrible contract." I'm like, "No, this guy at that price is great for that many years. Is great." But anyway,
okay,
all right. This is my last one, and then I think you got one more.
I do.
All right. So far this season, John Tavares has played 15 games, has 8 goals. William Nylander, 16 games, 7 goals. Auston Matthews, 13 games, 6 goals. By the end of the season, after 82 games have been played, Auston Matthews will not be the team leader in goals.
Dry stick.
Wet. I didn't even get to say it.
Dude, come on. Are you kidding me? That's dry stick. Once this guy gets going, it's going to be fucking no. Tavares looks great. Nylander looks great. And I think those guys will continue to have great seasons. But once Austin fucking gets her going, he's going to fucking blow.
You're probably right. I say John Tavares has 8. Willie has 7. It wouldn't surprise me if Austin put a hat trick in Tuesday night.
What does Austin have now? 5 or 6? I think he's
6. He has 6, but he could score 3 on Tuesday. And he's that's one on the team.
That's a very quiet 6 goals. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he scores 5 goals next week. And then he's like, I think once they get going,
also taking more shots than I've ever seen anybody take.
Yeah, no.
He shoots the puck like crazy.
Dude, as far as goal scoring goes, I'm not betting against fucking Mustache. It's just not happening.
All right.
Dry stick. Are you
it's a dry stick. The Rocker Richard winner not getting it together and having more goals than JT and Willie. No, he will. But I just thought I'd throw it out there because we're almost 20 games in. And he's not leading the team.
Not worried about it.
All right.
Last one. Ready? Last one. Ready?
Let's do it.
Wet puck or dry stick, Chad?
Oh, wet puck. 90% of the time, 100% wet puck.
That's right. I love that. So everyone knows the Leafs core 4. Tavares, Matthews.
Sorry, what was that?
Everyone knows
what? Say Tavares again.
Tavares.
Okay. Keep going.
Everyone knows the Leafs core 4. Okay, Tavares, Nylander. What is it? What is it?
I don't know. It sounded weird the first time, but now I'm just laughing. But anyway, keep going.
Anyway, everyone knows the Leafs core 4. Okay, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares. Okay.
Yeah.
So the big money players, okay, like the Give me all the money, gang. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if they're big money players, but they wanted
Well,
big money.
that's right. That's right. That's right. They took all the fucking money.
I take Willie out of this, and it's just JT Austin and.
Well, okay. Just listen. So
But I know. Okay.
they have been known as the core four. Okay. Wet puck or dry stick. That core four no longer exists. There is now a new core four, and they should be called Austin Matthews, William Nylander, Timothy Liljegren, and TJ Brody. The new core four. The new core four is.
I see what you did there.
Okay.
Yep.
What's one thing all three of those have in common? Or all four of those have in common?
Fuzzy caterpillars on their lip.
Mustaches, okay? Wet puck or dry stick. There's a new core four in town, and it's Austin, it's Willie, it's TJ Brody, and it's Timothy Liljegren, Magnum PI, wet puck or dry stick.
Well, okay. On the ice, that's a dry stick. At the bar after the game, that's a wet puck. Like that is a wet puck all day long.
Well, you got to pick one.
Well, what are we talking? Are we talking on the ice, their play?
No, we're just talking like
In life?
In life.
Oh,
The-
life, that's a wet puck.
The Leafs have a new.
That's a wet puck. In the
the-
dressing room, on the street, on the bus, in the airplane, walking into other cities, going
Yes.
to bars.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about
the
here.
that's the core four.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. We love
And honestly, not only is that the new core four in the game of life, but Timothy Liljegren is probably the leader of that core four.
I could see that. Maybe Brody, though. I don't know. Brody's sneaky, I think.
He's
with that
quiet
guy.
though, but Liljegren, he's probably like, come down to Hawaii. We'll solve some crimes.
Pound some chicks. So I love that. I love that. I think there's a new core four in town. Sorry, Mitch. Sorry, JT. Listen, Johnny Toronto, you can get back in. Just grow a muzzy. We'll get you right back in. But as of right now, there's
If you were to build a core four around tips,
he's leading the way.
Yeah, JT's the master. So you built this core four around mustaches.
There's a new core four, and it's the mustache fucking gang. And what did they call the Sinatra and like Sammy Davis Jr. and the Rat Pack?
They called them the Rat Pack.
Was it 4 guys in the Rat Pack?
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 guys.
Okay, well, we can call them like they kind of all got fucking dirty rats. So we'll call we'll call them
I think the Rat Pack.
I like the Rat Pack for these 4, but to me, this is the new core 4 because of their mustaches. Absolutely glorious.
Yep.
Big time wet puck. Take us home. Take us home.
Hey everyone, Dale here. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. While you're here, why don't you take a look around at some of our other videos? And if you want to listen to the audio version of our podcast, we are available on all podcast platforms. You can check in the description below. And if you want to support the podcast, you can do so by going to our Patreon page, and you can find a link to that as well. The Tip In Maple Leafs Podcast.